Welcome to Yappin with Yanna, presented by Bourbon Street Bookers. As you guys can see, we have some new to me authors that I am so excited to discuss the books that I actually have in the window here of The Witches of Salix Point. Am I pronouncing that right, guys? That's one of my
Yes, you
disclaimers.
are.
I pronounce stuff wrong all the time. Um, but these ladies brought me these two beautiful witches here, as you can see on these covers. They're absolutely amazing. And I'm Ayana, but we just say Yana. And this is our January episode. It is so exciting to be back. I haven't seen you guys in a while. So if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you for joining us. And if you are returning and looking forward to viewing us in this month, in this season, thank you for returning. I have with me two authors, two ladies that have collaborated on this series behind me, and there's two books. We're expecting a third. I'm hoping soon. I was told something about this year, so I will be hunting them down. Y'all know how I get. So we're gonna start with the lady that's right across from me on the camera. Go ahead
Oh,
and introduce yourself.
okay. I am Gabrielle Denise Newsam, one half of Noelle Vella. Shoot, I'm a physician by trade, but I like to write. So Nikki and I have known each other for years. We decided to work on a collabo of several different books, but for some reason, we really seem to know how to write paranormal romance. So
Mm. And the
And
lady, yes.
I am Nikki-Michelle. Um, that's another pen name I write under. I always have these crazy ideas. So one day I took my crazy ideas to Gabrielle, and I was like, hey. Well, actually, we have been a part of a writing group for a very long time. We met because of L.A. Banks and her series, the Vampire Huntress Legend series. It's a Black vampire. Oh my God, just people of color, Black people
awesome,
galore. It's a very
Absolutely.
awesome.
awesome
That's our
series.
thing, y'all. That's our thing. If it ain't
Yeah.
black, it's whack. Come on
I
with
love
it.
it. And so all these years ago, I wrote a story for a lot of us in the group. A few of us, we were girlfriends in the group, and I wrote a story for us about a weekend and how we all met these well-to-do Black gentlemen, and they showed us the time of our lives. Well, years later,
Yeah.
I was like, um, I call her Gabby. So I was like, Gabby, what? I don't know, I want to revamp this story. And she's like, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. It's so much. And she was like, Nikki, I don't know if she called me Nikki or Nicole. It depends on what mood she's
Nikki,
in,
yeah,
what she calls me.
depends on the day.
And she was like, I think I can take Carl and run with him. And I was like, girl, no, you can't write Carl because Gabby, she doesn't cuss. And Carl was very profane. And so I was like, you cannot write this man, girl. She was like, all right, give me to the end of the day. And I was like, I went to sleep because I was like, Gabby can't write Carl. I woke up the next morning to this chapter in my inbox and I was floored. Like she completely took that character and made him her own. Like he was no longer my creation once she took control of him. And that's how our journey to Noelle Vella started
And I'm
with our
so
very
I am so glad you guys broke that part down because I was puzzled. I was puzzled by, as you guys can see, I was tagging Instagram, right?
Mhm.
For Noelle Vella. I was tagging Nikki. And I was like, okay, is Nikki a narrator? Okay, so who's Gabrielle? So all of that kind of came to me and I figured it out. But how did you guys come with this? Okay, your pen name, your collaboration pen name is what it is, right?
Yes,
yes,
Noelle
Noelle
Vella.
Vella.
We
Okay, so
write
how did you guys
collectively as
come up with
Noelle
that
Vella.
unique name?
Another crazy idea. I took
Yeah,
I took the
just
Gabby. It's a play on novella. And so we were only going to create novellas. We were never supposed to write
Gotcha.
these three, four
right.
hundred
Long
page
stories.
And so as a play on novella, we went with Noelle Vella. And that's how it came about. And it
And
stuck. So here we
Yeah.
are.
thank you so much for
And
clearing
we
that
just
up.
end up writing novels instead.
And baby, did y'all do it? Did y'all listen? Y'all answered the call, okay? So for me, I'm okay with novellas, but I love to get in the gut of these pages, y'all. It's something about the thicker it is. You know, I say thick thighs, say like, oh, thick pages in the book. Oh my God, y'all. It is just so sexy. And this book did not, these books did not disappoint. So let me tell you guys, I started out with The Witches of Salix Pointe, which is a narrated book that Nikki introduced us to. Nikki came into, you guys know I'm in the DM's Diamonds group as well. Admin over there, and shout out to my girls over there, Chanel, Danny, Raven, and Monica. And they were like, "You're gonna enjoy this," because they know I'm not an audible. I love to read my books. I like to feel the words, in my eyes.
Right. Yeah. I get
I
it.
wasn't very good with listening, but lately Alexa and I have been real good friends. So a lot of readers say my girl is dyslexic. She does mispronounce a few things here and there, but what Hazel and I want to say his name was is it Hollis?
Hollis.
Yes.
Okay.
Hollis,
Hollis
yes.
Williams, yes.
What they brought to this book was
Oh man.
pure
Yes.
drama.
They
Yes.
did that. They did
Yes.
that. They did
I
a
mean,
fantastic
you guys
job.
have got to hear this. Their accents. I am
Yes.
from New Orleans, born and raised, so you may hear a combination of Ebonics, a little Creole, and you're gonna hear a whole bunch of stuff. But what I
Hmm.
heard was so authentic. I was
Yes.
Yes,
like,
yes. Hazel Addison and Hollis Williams did their thing for that
they
audio book.
did.
I have to say, they really did. They did a great job.
And that was we're just talking about the narration, y'all. The content is what gave the narration the life that it needs. And these ladies gave me everything. Again, I can't say I'm not big on paranormal because I grew up on, I love me some medium ghost whispers. I love my shows, right? And
Hmm.
I got a little bit of all of that
Yes.
in here.
That is true.
The Charmed and the whole time I'm hearing it, I'm comparing it to shows that I've watched, and I was like, "Oh, I know what they're gonna do. The Witches Brew, and they must be looking for the book." Listen, y'all could have wrote me in, okay? You could have wrote me in. So, did you? Okay. So let me ask this crazy weird question: do either of you take responsibility for any particular characters, or is this like a? How's your collaboration actually formed? Can y'all share that with us?
Oh, that's a loaded question. You want me to go
Very
first,
loaded.
or you want to go
You
first?
go first. You go first.
Okay, so I am okay. First of all, I got to give y'all a quick background. Again, this is another crazy idea. I'm telling you, I always go to Gabby with the craziest idea. And for some reason, I guess because she loves me, she'd be like, girl, yeah, we can make that happen. And so I
And
go
y'all
to
made
her
it
with a
happen. So
crazy.
come on.
Yes. So I told her, what if we come up with all this, majority Black town that's kind of off the map and it's magical. And immediately my girl was like, and how about the population is only 777 magic numbers?
That is
And
true.
we were off, and we were off to the races. And so she knows what I like. So she immediately came up with a male character that would appeal to what I like in real life. And so
Yeah.
she created Dafari. She gave him the dark skin. I love dark skin and I love men with hair. And so she gave Dafari all those things. And so I was like, you know what? As a joke, because Gabby is a nerd. So as a joke, I created Professor Octavian Gerard. Well, she
Oh.
gave him his name. I just created his look. I let her name him as well, and she allowed me to name Dafari. But
Yeah.
we created those men in images that would appeal to us in real life because this
In
is
real
our
life.
first This is our
And
first paranormal book, and so
uh-huh.
we wanted to bring feeling. We wanted it to be,
Mm,
it's fiction, but we wanted it to feel real. So we
Yeah.
created. So I write for
mm,
Octavian and Alyssa.
Yep. And I write for Tasman and Dafari. And as far as the other characters go, it depends on who's writing the chapter.
uh-huh.
So, we basically actually we play off of each other. It's like whoever writes the chapter, the other person plays off of that, for their chapter, and we go
Mhm.
from there. But
Nah.
we do a lot of collaboration. We do a ton of research, tons and tons of
Oh, I
research.
can tell because y'all were
Oh,
teaching me, okay? Y'all were
I mean,
teaching me, had
and
me
we
pulling out Wikipedia because I want to know. I was like, for real? That's
But see,
wasting
we
my
want people to think that's part. We want you to enjoy the book, but at the same
time.
time, we want you to learn something and think. And that's why we even went to New Orleans back in
Yes,
August to
yes,
do some research for the book.
How
yes,
about that?
Yeah, we
yes,
put it this way: if we're gonna put out something, we want it to be authentic. So, like,
yes.
yes, the book research is nice, but I mean, yes, this is COVID, so like we're both very careful. But if we can travel someplace and learn something about the place that we're going to write about, we're gonna
Now,
do it.
my listeners, my viewers may already know Bourbon Street Bookers is based off of New Orleans. My partner and I,
Hmm.
Allegra, we are both born and raised in New Orleans. Okay. So anything that speaks to our hometown literally pulls us in because we're trying to identify everything that we know. And so there was quite a bit that you had in there that literally pulled my attention. And I was like, oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah. And but let me before I go too far in, because I don't want to forget this question. Who's responsible for Daddy Demon?
Oh,
Oh,
Demon
okay,
Daddy!
okay.
Demon
Demon
Daddy,
Daddy.
Demon Daddy, Daddy Demon. Who is
Uh,
responsible?
another one of my crazy ideas.
Nikki.
And
But hold on. My crazy idea. But when Gabrielle gets a hold to that character,
Mm.
it is sheer genius. Like, I put him in Octavian's chapters or Alyssa's chapters sometimes, but when he's in Defari's and Tasman's chapter, I swear I will lay my pen down and let Gabby have this character. It is sheer genius the way she
She
writes Demon Daddy.
cuts up. Y'all, this mm, demon.
he seems to be a fan
Yes,
favorite. I've
he
noticed that.
really, because I mean, he gave the book so much life. He kept you on your toes, wondering what side he really was on, whether or not he could be trusted, how much of what he's saying was really true. And
Hmm.
if you did not pay attention, you were going back to wherever he said what he said last and said, now, did he tell that to Safari? The same thing he's telling us. Listen, y'all. So y'all heard them mention the characters. These
Mhm,
beautiful witches behind us, or I can't even say I can't identify them as the actual witches, but their representation of
mhm.
Tasman and Alyssa. Now, again, y'all, I've been probably calling her Elsa, probably call. I
You
Okay,
sound like
rename
okay.
y'all
Rufus.
characters just so y'all know.
You sound like Rufus.
You sounded like
Like
Rufus.
Rufus there.
Yes, I could identify Rufus when he called her Tasmanian because I kept saying it. Excuse me. So look, y'all know it had to pull me in because I remember so much. I felt like I could smell those flowers when they were decorating for the
Oh,
holidays. I
Oh,
felt
I
like,
told her the same thing. I told
listen,
Gabby the same thing.
the coffee shop, okay?
Ooh.
Everything in this book literally had me feeling like, oh, can you smell that? I know that's gonna be good. I know this is gonna taste good. And we got a collaboration that you really could not tell where the pen began and where it ended. That's how dynamic you
Oh,
and
that's a
just
beautiful
oh,
compliment.
thank
Thank
you.
you
you.
know your
Thank
writing,
you.
guys. Listen, y'all really just pulled it out. And then there was a little bit of, I could tell, faith-based, because we're talking about our angels. And then there was a little bit of, there was a lot of New Orleans culture in there, guys. So
Mhm.
Marie
Mhm.
Laveau is her daughter. And I explained that to you, Nikki, in writing. So I found out from my family reunion maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And it was confirmed that Marie Laveau's daughter, that was named after her, Marie Laveau, married one of my cousins, Chris. And so,
Oh,
yeah, so we're like cousins by marriage, right? And as you can see, I'm a little light skinned. So, like I told you, we're a gumbo pot here. So there's a mixture of anything. Some of the fairest skin of my
Mhm.
cousins,
Mhm.
they blacker than I
Mhm.
am. They black, but they ain't black in complexion. They will have you wondering until they open their mouth and remove all doubt who and where they
Mm.
identify. And that's New
mhm.
Orleans. That is
Yep.
really
Mhm.
Yep.
genuinely New
Mhm.
Orleans.
Yep.
But a lot of things that you guys brought to my attention, it just had me, it was clicking. It was clicking. You kept me in suspense about what's coming next. I could not wait. Eh, Listen, I was saying, okay, so I don't know when this next one gonna be on Audible, but uh-uh.
Well, our shout out to the Audio Flow, because they're already starting to get the manuscript together and everything. So shout out to them because they did a great job. Jacqueline, who is in charge of the Audio Flow,
Uh-huh.
she did a wonderful job.
Mhm.
Elise and Nightfall, they did a great job. So I mean, shout out to them for putting together a quality audiobook.
Did
And
they
They did a
did they
great
before
job.
enjoy it? Did they give you guys feedback to tell you? Because I felt like they really got into character, like they
they did,
They
identified
did.
with them.
They did.
they
Well, we got
did.
to listen to it ahead of time. If we had to make any corrections or anything. So we got to listen to it ahead of time, and we were both cracking up. Like a lot of it, it was
Mhm.
a really great production. Then the parts with Rufus had us dying because
Oh,
Yep.
we didn't
with
know
his
how that was gonna
twang.
go. Yeah, we didn't know how that was gonna go with Rufus because we had the voices in our head, but we didn't know how it was gonna come out sounding
Right.
for somebody doing an audio. But when he did that, I was dying. I was dying.
Right.
Something I couldn't listen to when I was going to work because I was just like, wow, really? Because I was driving and just no, I was too busy laughing.
And
And can
see
I just
those
say
voices,
right quick?
though I'm sorry, Nikki, those voices stuck in my head. So when I got to read
Yeah.
it, book two, their voices had
Mm.
basically just carried over. But I'm sorry to interrupt, Nikki. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
No, no. I was just gonna give a shout out to Miss Jacqueline because this is the first time that we worked one on one with a audio recording.
Yeah.
We had no control over. We signed to a traditional publisher for our very first book, A Weekend Affair, and
Okay.
we had no control over anything, not the narrators, not the voices, not the page, not the
Zero.
cover, not nothing. And
Nothing.
so I just want to give a shout out to Miss Jacqueline because everything she promised us, she delivered when she
Yes.
said she was going to do it. Like, um, it meant so much to us as Black women that a fellow Black woman wanted to work with us
Come
because I
on.
remember reaching out to her. I remember reaching out to her, and I remember the negotiations back and forth, and Gabrielle and I saying, it was just so. And the way Miss Jacqueline handled the situation, I was just honored to work with another Black woman who
Yeah.
saw our value and she valued us so much that she kept every single word she promised us every single time she
She
delivered.
did.
So I
She
just want to
did.
give a shout out to Miss Jacqueline because this was the most beautiful working experience that on this side of the book industry since we've been in it. This has been the best experience working with someone outside of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Hmm.
And I mean, money, when she said deliver, if she said it was going to be in our bank accounts on this day, it was
It
there at
was. Yep.
Okay.
12:01 a.m. at night. If she said, I'm going to have these contracts to you right here at this time, they were there. If she said, I'll make sure you guys can hear before it goes to um, final approval, I'll make sure you guys have those files to listen beforehand. She delivered.
And she
So
did.
just shout
Yep.
out to Ms.
Hmm.
Jacqueline because this is how business should be conducted. And I hope we get to work with her again.
It is because, and on that note too, before the book was even, before they had even started recording, before she had even found Hazel and Hollis, she already had a promo video out. And the thing is, because like with our first book, they did no promotion. Nicole and I are our own marketing firm, basically.
Okay. So you guys are indie authors as well, right?
Yeah, because you've seen our Facebook page, our Instagram page. That's all us. That's us doing that.
Okay.
Because we don't have anybody do that for us. But I have to say, with Jocelyn, she did the promotion. She did all of that. And that's how it should be done. Because like I said, with our first book, we didn't get any of that.
Nothing.
So
outstanding.
She really did a great job.
And of course,
she took a chance on us. She took a chance. She didn't know us from. I knew her. And she took the chance, and she didn't shortchange us on the money either.
No, she didn't. She really didn't.
She took a huge leap of faith on us, and she came with money.
Yep.
She came back and she renegotiated the contract to offer us more because she felt like we deserved more.
Right.
And
but then she also sees our work ethic too. And like I said, she sees that we're out there promoting hard for ourselves.
Correct.
Very hard.
David, who's responsible for these beautiful covers? I mean, the faces.
We are.
Well,
we picked the models.
Yes.
Yeah. We picked the models. And we sent it to Christian A, who's also a narrator, by the way. And she created the covers. She asked us, "What's your vision?" We told her, "Girl, we want this Black woman in a moon," and that's all we had.
And she puts everything else together.
Look at these faces, y'all. Look at those faces. I mean, absolutely beautiful. And that's what really drove me to the books even more so. Before I was even made aware, I had already saved the picture from DM Simon, and I said, I think I want to check this out. I haven't read some thick paranormal in a while, and then you guys identified it saying paranormal romance. Listen, BDE in your dreams, okay?
But you know what? And I'm gonna tell you,
Gabby, do you know what BDE means?
What?
Big energy. She said BDE in your dreams.
BDE. Oh yeah. I know what that means. Yeah. Yes, I do know what that means. But you know what? And I'm gonna tell you, the same way you said that book drew your attention because of the cover. I remember when I was working in the Bronx years ago at a pediatric office, and it was near a Barnes and Noble, and I used to walk there for lunch. When I'd go for lunch. And that was the first time I ever saw a Black fantasy book, by an author, and it was the Vampire Hunter series. And it was, I saw the side of it, but I was like, oh, she looks Black. I just looked at the cover. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to read this. And from then I got hooked. So that's, for me, a cover speaks volume.
It definitely does. And these beauties here, they actually did it. I'm hoping that didn't show up, but they actually did that. Their faces just said everything. And
that's the same model, right?
No.
Yeah,
it's the same model. Yeah,
sure is.
And I say their faces because one looks like her eyes are a little grayish, yellowish.
Yes.
And then we have this beauty over here with, a golden type orange.
That's all Christian A. That is all Christian A.
All Christian
Man. Listen, I can only imagine what cover 3 is going to be.
Oh, you know what? We can show you. We can send it to you and let you do a big reveal to your readers.
That would be awesome, guys. We would truly appreciate that. We love working with indie authors. We're huge supporters of indie authors. I know you guys probably hadn't heard of Bourbon Street Bookers prior to now.
I have. You know how I heard of you? I knew who you were. I was so excited when I saw you post about the book.
Me.
Yes, I was so excited. I ran to tell. I was like, "Oh my God, Bourbon Street Books! I love you guys." Oh, Yes, I'm an author, but I was a reader first.
Okay.
And so Gabby and I still get excited about book clubs and book
Oh,
meetings and book
absolutely.
discussions.
Absolutely.
I'm
So
And
excited
granted, we're gonna have to look you up when we make our next trip down
to New
to
Orleans.
New
please
Orleans.
do. Y'all know I'm full of
Absolutely.
shenanigans. I told y'all when we first came on, I'm a little silly. And and if you've ever been in Bourbon Street Bookers, it gets wild in there, especially when I'm talking about various book bays, but one in particular.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm
But
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
oh baby, it goes down.
And can I just say your accent is so beautiful. New Orleans has such a beautiful, and I'm gonna specifically say black people because
Yes.
Gabby
Yeah.
and I were down, and I'm not just talking about in looks. I don't give a dang. I don't know if I can curse, so I caught
You
myself.
certainly
Please forgive
can.
me.
You haven't met Allegra.
Like I don't give a damn what kind of picture they want to paint of the black people in New Orleans. But Gabrielle and I were in the center, in the heart, and those
Yeah.
were the nicest damn people. I mean, they were so
Oh,
nice.
we
One
had a
dude offered
ball.
me weed walking down the street. He was just, I was
Listen,
like, damn. I said, that's
Yep.
weed being allowed.
hospitality is on a
It
whole
was
nother
off the
level
chain.
here in the South, especially in New
Yes,
Orleans.
Hmm
I
Um,
don't. I,
you
I
might hear
loved it. You
people
guys
calling
are
you
such a
baby. They
group of
ain't
people.
flirting. That's just how we do it.
Mhm. Yes,
But we had a ball. You know,
we
we
did.
took some
We did.
tours, just walked around the neighborhood. I mean, it
Yes.
was great. It was great. I enjoyed it.
I am
Looking
so
forward to
glad
coming
you
back
guys
down
got
there.
to experience. Now I didn't get too much of, which I was surprised. I didn't get too much of the grave sites from here in this one,
No,
but
not
That's
yet.
for book
You'll get that.
three. You'll
That's
get
for
it in
people
book
see, look at
three.
three.
that, look at that. But what I did get, like I said, a lot of history. Um, Tasman and Elissa. I remember that video I sent you guys that TikTok video where
Yes.
Yes,
everybody comes back
yes.
looking
Yes.
like, I mean,
Somebody else. Yep.
listen,
Hmm
I told you once I tune into something, I see it everywhere. I will call my girlfriends if we didn't read the same book. I'm downtown in the French Quarter, and you'll see all kind of sites in the French Quarter.
Yes.
So you can identify like, girl, I just saw such and such in the good, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy talking about what are you talking about? And I'm like, listen, you're talking about a book. Y'all know I live in these books. I literally take residence. And when Jafari, and I don't want to put any spoilers out there, so I'm trying to be very careful with my words. But readers,
Well, the book has been out for a while, so I mean, spoilers could be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I mean, it ain't your fault they haven't read it yet.
Exactly. That'll
listen,
just give them the incentive to read.
and that's what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so then here it is. This is gonna give y'all incentives because I know a lot of you who are watching this love to know when there is some really really good juice. Okay, and this is tea. Okay, sister was getting for years her back blown out in her dreams. Okay, that's number one. Number two, her boo, her hubby, her love, forever love was a demon. Can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine? I mean, we know we always talk about toxic men. That's the ones that have the good stuff, y'all. And then you have Octavian.
But wait. Hate to cut you, but in Defari's defense, he's only half demon.
Half,
Half
but
demon.
it's that other half. It's the toxic half that that did not hesitate to even though he had to be invited in, guys. Okay, but
It's important.
listen, he didn't disappoint. That's for sure. The love, they said paranormal romance. It truly was that. This was forever love. This was an opportunity to get it right, to get it, to do it again. There was so much hurt, there was so much pain, but there was so much healing. There was so much, you just renewed strength. And then, we always think the good guy is always the good guy.
Ooh, nasty.
That's tea, huh? That's tea. I'm telling y'all, if you have not gotten into this. Now, remember, I said book one is an audible. And although it was dynamic, I'm going to tell you, it's an experience. You have got to grab that copy. But if you don't, and you're not into audible, read it. And read it in one of those voices that tells you it's demanding, it's sophisticated, it's stop. Because the way that Hazel and Hollis read this book, y'all, I'm telling you, especially Rufus, like I said, it could have been one of my cousins. That
Yes.
could have been one of my cousins.
Or uncles, cousins or uncles.
Mm-hmm.
Because and listen,
that uncle.
and that's how our elders do down here. They will. My daughter's name is Amber. That is not what they call her. Okay, she might be Ambra, Amby, Ams.
Well,
They
shoot, if it was
renamed you.
Rufus, if it was Rufus, she'd probably be Ambrosia.
Ambrosia. There you go. And listen, that sounds about right. I had somebody that called me. My name's Yanna. I was being called Afghanistan. I didn't even know what Afghanistan was before I was called, but I surely found out.
Oh my God, that is so far off the mark.
Far off, but it stuck, and I was called that for years. And so it's funny only by that individual, but what it does is personalize that I cared enough to call you something, and it wasn't disrespectful. And that's New Orleans. That's New Orleans. I might say, "Hey, boo, what's up, Red?" You know, you might get a little bit of anything down here in the South. But y'all made me feel at home in this series. Y'all made me feel like my ancestors really was calling me back. And I felt like everything that I experienced in this my paranormal world of medium or charmed or supernatural or ghost whispers and all these other shows that I love, like I was being prepared for this beauty here. I mean, black. You hear me? Blackly, black, black, black. Somebody asked us what we doing for February. What we been doing? All black. Black authors, black characters. Ain't no IR over here. Everything's black and black, black, black.
Look, even the bad guy
black.
You hear me? The ghost even black, y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
You
The
might get
ghost spirit.
a couple of bats. That's how black we are. We getting a couple of black. Black bats.
And don't get us wrong. This absolutely has everything to do with wanting to see us done correctly.
That's right.
Done correctly.
That's right.
Us in our hands, because sometimes we'll get those black shows and sometimes we'll get that black representation, but the whole writer's room is white. And we can tell, you know?
Exactly. So we wanted it, we wanted us to represent us.
And that's exactly what y'all did. Make no mistake about it. This, oh my God, I'm telling y'all, I cannot wait for 3. And I read these books. I want to say I was reading like 2 or 3 books at the same time, which I do from time to time because I'm a little crazy. But they kept coming back to my mind, and I was like, all right, I'm coming back, but I got to get back because I need to see how Taz is going to react to this when her mom and her dad came in town, especially because I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Sis was like, me call my auntie down here too from heaven. Listen, if that's not a Southern girl, I don't know what is. Nah, she lucky. She didn't get slapped.
Yes. Because Marie was like,
like, girl, you better be careful.
Smack.
You better be watching.
Keep in mind, Tasma's not from the South. She's a Brooklyn girl. So
yes, that's true.
That's true. That
down
is
there,
true.
but she's a New Yorker, born and bred. So that's a New York. I'm from Brooklyn, so that's a Brooklyn.
And I'm Southern.
Now, was she always from New York, or just in that period she was from New York?
No.
Back in the days.
Once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. I always say.
Well, no, I think she's asking. I think she's asking was original Tasman. I think original Tasman may
Oh,
have
well,
been born
original
in the South.
Tasman's from the South. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Original Tasman.
All right.
Now
Because
Tasman,
I was sitting
Tasman
there
was
like, you
raised up
sure?
north. Yeah, she was raised up north and she knows Southern traditions, but she's
Oh,
such
yeah.
a city slicker now that sometimes she can be a little high-handed in her insults.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she was so wise. Like, she was one of those people that literally took a moment. She was a daredevil. You could call her Tasmanian because when she got herself all
Yeah,
riled up, but she
that's
thought
true.
beyond the scope of right now. Don't ever tell her what she can't do.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
I
she knows her
identify
own
with her.
mind.
I have
Yeah.
a rebellious spirit as well. I'm trying to calm her as I'm getting older, but I can identify with that because I was like, that's so important. Don't put limits on me.
Mhm.
Right.
And that's with the ladies in general. And one thing I have to say about the ladies, yes, the guys go hard for their ladies, but the ladies go hard for their men.
Yes,
Too.
they did,
That's
baby.
true.
Yes,
They go
they
hard.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Did not play behind them at all. And we
Oh, no.
talking about healing hands, y'all. We
Mhm.
listen. This book did it all. This series, and I promise you. And here's the thing: I know a lot of readers out there say, "Oh, I don't like cliffhangers." You didn't get that here. What you got was a story that needed to be completed, but there was nothing that broke you off and had you like, "Girl, she don't come on with this book."
Right.
It wasn't like that. You can rest assured in knowing, okay, all right, like this is a movie that's gonna play,
Right.
and this would
Right.
be a great TV
Yes.
series, y'all.
Wouldn't
Oh,
it?
thank you.
Oh,
Say it.
Come on,
Speak it into
let's put it out
existence.
there.
come on now.
Put it
This
into
would
speak that into
be
existence.
yes, man. I was telling Nikki that I kept getting guard my tongue. Remember I was telling you that, Nikki,
Yes.
that
Yes.
was my devotional at that time, and that kept showing up about guarding your thoughts, guarding your thoughts. Keep it locked in. And I was like, yeah, see, this book meant for me to read it. That's my girl. That we related in some kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, you have got to read this book. I am hoping that we can get everybody else in Bourbon Street Bookers to join in. I know my partner Allegra mentioned she wanted to read it, and we both just experienced COVID. So I don't know about you guys, but
Mm.
once
No.
you've gotten COVID, most people, many people, especially as readers, it's hard to jump back into our reading groove, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's been a little behind in her reading, but I cannot wait till she catches up because she's a super reader. She's a speed reader, and so I'm usually talking to her about books, and I hate talking to myself. So Nikki, that's why I was in your inbox so much. I can be a pain in the wax. Because even I didn't want to spoil it for anybody else. I even create spoilers in the group just so I can act a fool. Because when I read, I like to cut up.
So listen, we like that too. Speaking of, what Gabrielle and I like to do is, as a thank you to our readers, we like to send you guys something. And so I
Mhm.
have a box of two left that I was sending out to readers. And so, from Gabby and myself, we would like to send you a box that will also include one of our other books. And so once we get off of here, can you kind of shoot us a message and let me know
Absolutely.
what your address and what are your favorite snacks, because we would like to send you something.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Okay.
about
Yeah.
it
We'll
all
talk in
together.
the inbox.
But
Yeah.
guys, I want you guys to really jump into this. We do have some paranormal that is for us, by us,
By us.
By us. Yes.
by us,
With
y'all.
empowering women.
Yeah,
Oh, and
and it really did.
let me just put it out there. Another reason why I love my writing partner so much, and I brag on her a lot. I know people probably like, I wish she would shut the heck up about that woman.
Girl,
But
bring
listen,
it, because I
brag.
brag on mine too. Allegra tell you
brag-
she be trying to shut me up, but come on, give her
I
her
brag on
flowers.
her a lot because when we created Alyssa, I said, Gabby, I want a plus size woman. I don't want standard.
Ooh,
And
ooh.
she was like, okay, why are you telling me that? She was like, am I gonna have a problem with it? And
Yeah.
Gabby
I mean,
being she's into fitness and things like that. And me, I'm a country girl, you know, I'm a thickums. I like to eat.
Baby.
And so
I
when
don't
we
get it
made
twisted. I like
Alyssa,
to eat too.
oh yeah, she does. She packs it down. I don't know where it goes to her butt, but that's a different story. Um, when she writes for Alyssa, I love that she's not afraid to talk about Alyssa's thickness. You know, so if it's a Tasman's chapter or Defari's chapter, I love how she's able to take a plus size character and not make her fatness like the whole entire plot of the chapter. So if she has Defari talking about Alyssa, it's he's admiring her body or something like that. So it was for I just appreciate the fact that I wanted a plus size character, and my writing partner who isn't plus size was just like, okay, let's go. Like, and she handles all of my characters that way because every character I write is a plus size woman. And so
Yep.
Gabrielle literally handles all my female characters with care. There is no distinction between, oh, like if she has her men describing how women look, it's never, you know, oh, her friend was fat, but she was, if her male person is describing both of the women together, then he's admiring both of the women together. It's not, I prefer her because I don't like fat or anything like that. So I just want to appreciate my writing partner for not being afraid to have characters to love big bodies and do it correctly. Love you.
Listen, y'all, when I say they talking to me, and let me tell you something. Zafari loved it all. Yeah.
Oh, he did. He did.
All of it. Which you will find with men that love thick women. It's more to love. I'm a big girl. Okay. You can see the full face. We tried the slimness. It doesn't stay around as long as the thick girl does. But
She ain't lying.
it's really that to me was so important. Just as identifying our blackness, it's so important
Yes.
to embrace who we are, where we are, and what we are. Okay. And so y'all did that.
Thank you. And
And
you know
then
what
some.
I want to say, you know, one thing about Nikki, you know, well, one, like she said, we always played to each other's like the characters, you know, like I said, I know what she likes as far as a man goes, and she knows what I like. So when she comes up with characters for me, it's like, well, yeah, I like that. I like how he looks. And, you know, as far as creating, you know, the way that Defari or our other characters like Carl in Week at a Fair series would describe their leading ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna play to, you know, the voluptuousness and all the
Mhm.
other attributes that they
Mhm.
like about their leading lady, because, you know, women are beautiful. So you gotta just,
Absolutely.
you know, you gotta play to their strengths. And
Yeah.
you know, Defari loves him some Elisa with all
Yeah.
her
Ooh, did he?
chocolatey thickness.
All
So
of it. All of it. And then we mentioned she can cook, bake, and have good
yeah,
coffee. And
so
good
yeah,
coffee.
I'm definitely gonna play. I'm gonna play to the strengths. I mean, you know, the love is there, so we got to describe it as such.
That's
Include,
so.
and
Right.
you know, and I know some people aren't attributes people, but then we've had people who've commented that, you know, they just love the description of the
Yes.
characters and the
Yes.
clothing and all. So yeah, you got to describe it so
Yes.
people can see it in their heads, and then
Yes.
they
Yes.
feel it. They feel like how
Absolutely.
these characters feel about each other.
Absolutely. And because I'm going to stick to my word, even though we've gone 15 minutes over,
Wait,
and the toddler hasn't
before
shown up yet. Okay. But,
actually she showed up, but my daughter clotheslined her she caught
uh-oh,
her in
uh-oh.
time.
We
Uh,
got some tag team action
but
there. Okay.
I just wanted to ask you, out of the series, and you've read both books, I think, who is your most favorite character and who is your least favorite character?
Oh, wow.
You
Got
put me
her.
on the spot. Okay. So my fave is Demon Daddy.
I
That is
knew
my
it.
fave.
I knew
Okay.
it. I knew it.
I saw that. I saw
As
that coming.
far as my least goes, it would have to be, of course, the most hated character in there. Uh, what is her
The
name?
mayor?
Marianne.
Lavo?
Marianne.
No,
La,
not Marianne. She's talking about LaLaurie.
Lalari. That's it. That's
Oh, okay.
it. I
Yeah.
told
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
I mispronounce everything, right? So yeah, because I learned about her history and I was like, I had to reach out to my cousin. Did you know about? Yeah. So,
Okay.
so y'all gave this. Listen, if you want, especially if you're from New Orleans, you want to learn some more about your culture. You want to be exposed to some things. That's what this book did. We always say there's truth in fiction, and that's what we got out of here. Um, Again, I have author Nikki that goes by Nikki-Michelle and
Mhm.
author Gabrielle, and their collaboration name is Noelle Vella. And we're going to make sure we get their catalog so we can get introduced to some more of their books. We'll make sure we tag you guys.
Oh crap! I am so sorry. Hold on. Wait. Before we go, I wanted to let you know that we're also this year going to be working on a book called Pathogen, and it's about a specific kind of zombie outbreak, and all those characters are black too. Woo!
Yes, yes.
Pathogen. Y'all heard that, right?
Pathogen. Yes,
Did
that's
y'all
that's
hear
gonna
that
be.
right here on this one-on-one exclusive Yapping
Oh,
with Yanna?
and our other series, Upgrade You, which we already have one book out now. We're gonna
Oh
start working on
yeah.
book 2 for Upgrade You.
Did you say up breaking?
Upgrade You.
Upgrade. Oh, let me upgrade you. Okay. Y'all, I got it. We're going to make sure they give us more information on how to reach them. We'll have it in the link in the description in the bottom. Please like, please share. Make sure you guys let everybody know we got black witches, y'all. And
Yes.
they bad. And they bad.
And Ayana, thank you so much for this interview. I can definitely speak for myself and say really appreciate it.
Yes.
And this was a lot of fun.
Thank
It
you. I am
was.
so happy you guys said okay, because I always get nervous when I go in the inbox for an author and they be like, "Who is she?" But I've not experienced that. Thank God. I've always been welcomed, and I want to say thank you. Thank you guys for trusting me with your babies, trusting me with this video, and to keep everything, you know, basically professional, which I try my best.
Yeah.
I get a little silly at times,
You did a
but I
great
again
job.
thank y'all, and Nikki, thank you for the gift of sharing this book with me, the Audible with me, because man, you pulled me in, and I can't wait to get more. I cannot wait to uh dig into more of your catalog. And
You.
you do you both have individual catalogs as well?
Well, I've been
Ruby
trying
does.
to talk. I've been trying to talk my writing partner into revamping her original pen name. Can I say
Okay.
the pen name? Am I
Yes, go
allowed?
ahead. You can. Yes, you
I've
can
been
get it.
trying to get her to revamp Gianna Monroe.
Mm.
So we'll see. I'm still working on her. I be in her ear all the time, y'all, because the girl can write. And I have my individual catalog under Nikki-Michelle. That's Nikki Nikki. Sometimes there's a dash, Michelle, Michelle, and it's Nikki-Michelle across all platforms. It's also Noelle Vella across all platforms. And Gabrielle, I'm not sure if you want to give your personal. Uh,
Oh, my Instagram is, well, shoot, I got 2 Facebook, but my Instagram is Gabrielle, Gabrielle, underscore my middle name Denise, Denive. So that's
Got it.
my Instagram.
And we'll make sure we have all of that information in the description. Make sure you check us out in the newsletter, because many of you may have even been brought over here from the newsletter. But I thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Nikki, and thank you, Gabby. I look forward to reading more of your work, and expect me in your inbox a little bit more.
Oh, that's fine. And we definitely got to plan this next trip down to New Orleans.
And when y'all do, make sure you hit me up. But thank you
Absolutely.
guys for joining us. And I am going to get back to you guys in just a moment. You guys stay here. But thank you, readers, for joining us. And be sure to like and share.